What is going on, guys? Welcome back. A commentary for you, Access Football Season 3 with Baltimore. We've rebuilt our team, if you weren't aware, off to a 2-0 start, 3-0 start, 4-0. Still no one injured, which is great. We did do some upgrades to the facilities, hoping we could prevent that. So this is a new quarterback, a new wide receiver, a new halfback. We are up to 8-1, which was last year's win total combined through the season. 8-3, still no injuries. This could not be going better. 9-3, team morale's actually starting to improve up to 47 as we hit 10-3. 11-3 with still no injuries. Close game there with Cincinnati. We have a new badge earned. Our defensive coordinator is now a Blitz Pro, so that helps our players with blitzing, obviously. And we are a wildcard team, despite it saying we did not reach the playoffs. Indianapolis at Baltimore. I wonder how I will fare as I was traded. Well, clearly not well enough because Indianapolis won, and the San Francisco Sharks are the champion. Now, 4 retirees, so this should be interesting. If you actually look, listen, how realistic is it that Ira Weaver, who was our replaced backup quarterback, kind of suddenly retires? I mean, just kind of the things you notice. Muhammad Curry was the replacement going through our contracts here. We have Toby Clark, kind of in that B to B plus. Daniel Manning, offensive line. At 28 years old, these are kind of the players that you look and you say, okay, kind of a fringe player with all the A's that we have. Depth is kind of important, though. We'll go ahead and see if we can't find somebody better. Chris Rayner can obviously go, 31 years old, C-plus linebacker, but had been with us since the start of the team. Losing a lot of defensive backs here. John Tejada, 25. We'll give him a contract. 27 for Dustin Dunn, 28 for Terrell Rayner. Taking a look at the rest of the depth, I feel like we're set, but we need one of the two. So we'll go with the cheaper of the two options, and then obviously that's going to leave us our kickers and punters, which we're pretty much taken care of. So we're only going to release 4 players this year, and then we're going to go through, take a quick look at free agency here. No big names other than, looks like some B-rated defensive players. Darrell Ramsey, let's take a look here. Anybody quick? Enrique Turner, but the age kind of comes into play. Danny Bryant, though, that would be an improvement from what we just gave up. See, it looks like Cincinnati and Cleveland want him, but we can get him. Tommy Cohen is 33. Take a look and see if there's anybody that's going to meet any requirement from being a high rate with a lower age. And I just don't see anybody outside of that 30-year-old age frame, which we have plenty of right now. Obviously, we've got our quarterback, but depth would never be an issue. So we're going to have about 9 spots to fill in free agency in the draft. And I still feel like we're in that same position where we can draft the best available players. So looks like we've got some, actually an A snuck around there, but it always surprises me. It's a punter or a kicker. Taking a look at tight ends here, because that is one area where we're struggling. But it looks like the linemen and the linebackers have the best options. I think Flint Garrison, even with D-plus speed, I don't know. It's hard. Take a look at the defensive backs. Henry Cordova, 22. Well, there's an A, but again, it's just kickers or punters. Take a look beneath him. Is there really that much of a difference between these two? I don't think so. Actually, faster linebacker. So we'll go back through here, see if any B players are still available. We're going to keep an eye on Freddie Higgins. I think we'll get him. And then go through and just try to fill in the positions that we let go if we really need a tight end. So we'll just get the best available. Take a look here at offensive line. Spencer is a B in discipline. Patrick Hawkins is a D+. Victor Spencer is a B-. Again, I don't see why that player would be rated higher, so there wasn't that much of a difference, and I felt like the important things, they were actually higher. See if there's any fast wide receivers or halfbacks, and try to correlate them to where they are. Zayden Culley is B-rated in speed, so we'll grab him. Bailey Weeks has kind of been hanging around here the whole draft with the fastest speed, so we'll grab him as well. And then this will be relatively quick as far as getting these players signed together, so try to extend these guys a little bit because we do have some players that are getting ready to come off the initial season contracts. That way we have kind of a year buffer so everyone's not leaving at the same time. But we also aren't stuck to where we can't release them and not have much of a penalty. So, made it to the playoffs. Lost in the divisional round. I mentioned before going through here and taking a look at the coaches. The badges that we earned, you can see get depleted there. We also have to extend our coaches' contracts here. I haven't done a lot with scouting, but it looks like we need a quarterbacks coach. We'll just keep the same coaches for now. I do like to go in and look as the morale gets high. I don't really focus too much on the scouts this time around, but I will going forward. Once morale is high, it's okay to let go of coaches, but it really isn't right now. We'll go ahead and start the next season, take a look at the free agents, and see if there's anybody hanging out here. Reed Rodman. Would have loved to have A-plus quarterback from last year. Giovanni Marsh, 29 years old. Steven Bentz. So, as always, when teams draft replacements, you find some good players hang out here. Joseph Elway, 28-year-old defensive back. Interesting. Giovanni Marsh, A-speed. You don't see A-speed a lot with receivers. So, I think we're going to have to make an offer. And this would give us 2 decent receiving threats. Patrick Winslow is B-speed. Let's see if there's any competing offers. We'll do 2 years because that's all we need and we can get it. Don't have to remove him from the practice squad. He'll automatically be put in on the depth chart. And that'll give us... Let me just make sure he got put in. So yeah, there you go. Ike Bennett and Giovanni Marsh. 2 solid receivers. A quarterback that's growing into the system. We'll go through here with a little bit of the funds and see if we can't get the vendor areas improved a little bit since we're going to have some more fans with these playoff games. And hopefully come back to a bit more of a winning season, meaning winning more playoff games, now that we've kind of made it back to where we need to be. Really appreciate all the support on these videos. I know they're long, I know they're kind of difficult to follow, but I really do look forward to making them. As I've said, you don't have to play Access Football. I've not played. This is the 3rd installment of this series. I have not played a single game. I've not watched a game. All I've done is probably spend the better part of about a half an hour, 45 minutes collectively going through each year, building a team, drafting a team, free agency, and honestly, I can tell you, this game provides a lot of replay value and a lot of fun, even if the gameplay isn't where we need it to be. But they did make some pretty big changes this year. I'll have to talk about them on an upcoming video. Appreciate you watching this. You know I will be back in the week with more commentary.